नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। धर्मस्वनुष्ठिता पुंसां विश्वक्सेना कथासु यः न उत्पादयेद् यदि रतिं श्रम एव हि केवलम्। Yes, who wants to repeat? Yes, Shiv Kumar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Jana Mataji.
धर्म स्वनिष्ठितः पुंसा विश्वक्सेन कथासु न उत्पादयेत् यदि रतिं श्रम एव हि केवलम्.
Yeah. Next, who wants to recite?
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I recite Mataji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Dharma svanustita pumsam vishwaksena kadasuya notpadayatyadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Chitra Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dharma svanishthita pumsam vishwakseno katha suyah na utpadayeti adratim shrama evaihi kevalam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation, Sneha Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Purport, who wants to read? Hare Krishna.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Can you scroll down a bit? Purport. There are different occupational activities in terms of man's different conceptions of life. To the gross materialist who cannot see anything beyond the gross material body, there is nothing beyond the senses. Therefore, his occupational activities are limited to concentrated and extended selfishness. Concentrated selfishness centers around the personal body. This is generally seen amongst the lower animals. Extended selfishness is manifested in human society and centers around the family, society, community, nation, and world with a view to gross bodily comfort. Above these gross materialists are the mental speculators who hover aloft in the mental spheres, and their occupational duties involve making poetry and philosophy or propagating some ism with the same aim of selfishness limited to the body and the mind. But above the body and mind is the dormant spirit soul whose absence from the body makes the whole range of bodily and mental selfishness completely null and void. But less intelligent people have no information of the needs of the spirit soul. Because foolish people have no information of the soul and how it is beyond the purview of the body and mind, they are not satisfied in the performance of their occupational duties. The question of the satisfaction of the self is raised herein. The self is beyond the gross body and subtle mind. He is the potent active principle of the body and mind. Without knowing the need of the dormant soul, one cannot be happy simply with emolument of the body and mind. The body and the mind are but superfluous outer coverings of the spirit soul. The spirit soul's needs must be fulfilled. Simply by cleansing the cage of the bird, one does not satisfy the bird. One must actually know the needs of the bird himself. The need of the spirit soul is that he wants to get out of the limited sphere of material bondage and fulfill his desire for complete freedom. He wants to get out of the covered walls of the greater universe. He wants to see the free light and the spirit. That complete freedom is achieved when he meets the complete spirit, the personality of Godhead. There is a dormant affection for God within everyone. Spiritual existence is manifested through the gross body and mind in the form of perverted affection for gross and subtle matter. Therefore, we have to engage ourselves in occupational engagements that will evoke our divine consciousness. This is possible only by hearing and chanting the divine activities of the Supreme Lord. And any occupational activity which does not help one to achieve attachment for hearing and chanting the transcendental message of Godhead is said herein to be simply a waste of time. This is because other occupational duties, whatever ism they may belong to, cannot give liberation to the soul. Even the activities of the Salvationists are considered to be useless because of their failure to pick up the fountainhead of all liberties. The gross materialist can practically see that his material gain is limited only to time and space, either in this world or in the other. Even if he goes up to the Swargaloka, he will find no permanent abode for his hankering soul. The hankering soul must be satisfied by the perfect scientific process of perfect devotional service. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everybody. धर्मस्वनुष्ठिता पुंसां विश्वक्सेना कथा स्वयः नोत्पादयेद् यदि रतिं श्रम एव हि केवलम्. The occupational activities of a man performs activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much unless are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. A very beautiful verse. Very, very beautiful verse. So just before this verse, before this and before that, we studied a shloka which actually said what is the actual thing that gives a human, gives a soul satisfaction. Who knows the shloka? The shloka previous to this.
स वै पुंसः पर्वतर्मा यथा भक्तिरदोक्षजे अहेतिके अप्रत्यता ये आत्मा सुप्रसिद्धति.
Very nice. So that is the answer for what actually gives the soul satisfaction, right? The hankering soul must be satisfied with the perfect scientific process of perfect devotional service, right? So devotional service is perfect and the process that we follow is also perfect, right? So we have to follow it perfectly. That is ahituki and apratihata. All right, this we already discussed in that class, right? And now now Prabhupada, Sutta Goswami is saying whatever other than that, whatever you perform is mere shrama eva hi kevalam. It's just waste of time, right? It's just waste of time and energy, right? It's useless labor. So there was a donkey in one place, okay? Now that donkey was working for a man, and that man's hut or cottage was in a green field, right? It was in the around the field, around the hut was a nice green field with so much of grass and everything. You know what this donkey used to do? It used to day and night dedicatedly offer service to his master. So what was the service? This man used to dump so much of clothes on the donkey's back and made it walk like 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, whatever kilometers it is, right? And then after washing, again he would dump back the clothes and he would make it carry back to the cottage. And then he would also make the donkey, distribute the clothes to each of these owners who actually gave for laundry, no, whoever gave, we need to return those clothes, no. So for that also this donkey was used. Okay, and then after all this hard work entire day, in the night, only once in a day, he would bring some blade of grass, okay, and he would feed. That's it, in the night, only once. And then how he would bring the grass? He would go cut from the field where his house was. From the same field, he would cut grass and he would feed the donkey. And then donkey would eat, chew little grass, whatever was given. And then hunger was not satisfied though, it wanted more. But the donkey was satisfied. What to do? I mean, it was forced to be satisfied. And then next day again the same hard work labor starts. Now, is the donkey foolish or a dedicated, inspiring worker?
Dedicated.
Dedicated? Really?
Foolish.
Huh?
Foolish, Mata.
Foolish. Okay. Others?
Both Mataji, dedicated foolish work.
Okay. So why foolish?
It has so much food around it, but it wants only food from his master.
Very nice. So where was the cottage? Cottage was in the middle of a green field. Grass is everywhere. Grass is everywhere, right? It was walking on the grass, in fact. So how hard it is for it to eat that same grass, you know? So what it was doing was exactly what we are doing. Shrama eva hi kevalam. That's why I wanted to open with this story. This is exactly what we are doing. Cleaning the cottage, cleaning the cage. Example, no? Prabhupada is giving over here. Cleaning the cage. So there was one man with a parrot. Okay, he was taking care of the parrot. He adopted it, and the parrot has a nice cage. It was a golden cage and nice cage. The man was taking care, as in wiping the cage 2 hours every day. He used to go and clean the cage, wipe it with wet cloth, with all these disinfectants, and to make it look sparkling and very clean inside, no, all dirt whatever parrot has done, no, that also he would clean, right? So that the cage will look nice. Okay, then but he forgot to feed the parrot. So one day what happened? The parrot died. Okay, then this man was like, why did the parrot die? I was taking care of the cage so well, right? So now what does this mean? Why did the
Like the parrot can't exist without the food. It's the same thing. Like if we keep taking care of our body, and if we don't give the food to the soul, which is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, our body will die like the same way, like the cage.
eyeball? Exactly. So what did the man gain? Nothing. The parrot was important, not the cage. So we are also taking care of our body. But what is actually important? We are not taking care of ourselves. What is our self? Soul. We are the soul. We are not the body. But we are taking care of the body carrying our soul. Right? And then expecting all nice happiness and satisfaction and suprasidati we are expecting. How will we get? It's impossible, no, to get it. So now this Brahmana story everybody know, no? The Yajnapatis or the Yajna. So in Vrindavan there were a set of Brahmanas who were performing fire sacrifices. right? They are so qualified. They knew all the mantras. The pronunciation was amazing, parrot-like chanting. They knew the meaning of every mantra they were chanting, right? And then they knew every procedure of the fire sacrifice, right? And then they had the pure ghee and everything, clarified butter and everything, and they were doing puja in fire sacrifice, okay? And then that fire sacrifice takes time. It's a big, long one. And then what happened? At the same time, Krishna and Balram were playing with his friends, and they started to feel very hungry. Okay, very hungry they got. And Krishna sent his friends, Subala and all that, right? So to go and ask for food from this Brahmana's house, they were like, some yajna is happening, nice prasadam will be prepared. So you go to their house and get some prasadam. I'm very hungry. That's what they say. And Krishna's friend goes and asks, and then what happens? When they go and ask the Brahmanas, what happens?
They said that no food for you. We
Why?
don't have them.
Why no food for them?
Mataji, the puja was not over.
So the sacrifice is not yet over, right?
It was just regular food. It was not prasadam.
No, it was prasadam only. It had to be offered, no, in the sacrifice, but it was not yet, sacrifice was not yet over. First, the demigods should be given their share and everything. Then only we should have the food, prasadam, right? So because of that, he said, no food now, come later, something like that, or just no food. Okay, and then they went back and told Krishna, Balram the same thing. They told this. Krishna and Balram started crying, and they were like, we are dying out of hunger. I'm very hungry. I really, really need. And then Krishna, Balram themselves went the next time, and instead of asking Brahmanas, they went and asked the Brahmanas' wives. And then what they gave? What they did? Yes, Chitra Mataji?
Everything they packed, A to Z, whatever was there. And they took everything and went along with to Krishna Balram. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. No, they never thought, okay, sacrifice is happening. My husband will scold me. Demigods will get angry. This prasadam I can't give. Rule is there in the Vedas. Rules, regulations, 100 things that this blah 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 blah. They did not even think one moment about it. Without thinking even a moment for a moment, whatever was there, they just gave it to Krishna, and they were like, go, let them not know. Go, take and go, right? And then but still the Brahmanas got to know, and then they started to chastise the wives, and they went to Krishna again for protection, all that we know. But what they did at the moment when Krishna came and asked was 100% pure devotional service. Now on the other hand, the fire sacrifice was happening. So what is that? Useless labor. So finally what happened in the fire sacrifice? The fire sacrifice, because the prasadam was distributed before the sacrifice was over, definitely there won't be any proper this thing, no conclusion or anything. So obviously the benefits also will not be bestowed upon the Brahmanas performing. Why all this happened? Because they did not please Krishna. Instead, they were doing some ritualistic activity, right? And that is again what Shrama eva hi kevalam. So it became useless labor, no? They never got any benediction. You think demigods will give benediction if Krishna is not happy? And how will demigods give the benediction if Krishna sanctions only, no? And why will Krishna sanction when he is not pleased? Right? Definitely not. So what it became? Shrama eva hi kevalam. Useless labor it became. Right? So we all do rituals in our life, but the spirit, the supreme spirit is Krishna. When you bring that spirit inside the ritual, then it becomes spiritual, not otherwise, right? So this is the message of today's shloka, that bring Krishna and make your ritual spiritual, right? Had they got Krishna inside the ritualistic performances of fire sacrifices, then they would not even had to do the fire sacrifice. Krishna would have got pleased and given them anything they asked. Anything, even demigods cannot give you, right? So that he could have given. But what they did ritualistic activity, and that is Shrama Evai Kevalam. Anything you do which is Achyuta Bhava Varjita. Okay, in Bhagavatam it says Achyuta Bhava Varjita, means Where there is no Krishna, or there is no love for the Lord, or there is no glorification of the Lord, there is no bhakti of to the Lord, bhakti for the Lord, right? Any activity you do in that consciousness, it is nothing but Shrama eva hi kevalam. Right here it is saying, if it doesn't yield any ratim, attraction, naotpadayed yadi ratim, if it is not yielding any attraction for the Lord, then it is just Shrama kevalam, right? Dharma, it could be your occupational duty, it could be, yes, right? How we all work in offices, we all do our work, right? We all run our business, we all do our work, right? But you should bring Krishna, the Supreme Spirit, into it. Then your ritual, daily ritual, will become daily spiritual, right? So spiritual is more important, no? Because it's yielding ratim, attraction to what? Vishwaksena kathasuyaha. For the pastimes and for hearing and chanting the glories and pastimes of Krishna. That is more important. So, when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed, no? When Parikshit Maharaj was cursed, he asks a question to all the Brahmanas gathered there, all the Vaishnavas like Narada Muni, Vyasadev, Shukadeva Goswami, everybody was there, no? He asks two questions. What are those two questions? What does he ask? Yes?
What is the duty of a person throughout his life, and what is the specific duty of a person who is about to die?
Can you imagine? So, what is the duty of a person in general? And what is the duty of a person who is just about to die? Two questions he asks. Right? And what is the answer? Prabhupada writes in the purport, a clear answer, clear cut, direct answer he writes. Yes?
Answer to both question is Bhakti to Krishna. Glory to Krishna.
Mm. The specific word Prabhupada uses, that is hearing Krishna's pastimes, hearing with our ears. Just sit in a place, Tane Sata Shatikatam Tanuan Manobhir. Right? Sit in a particular place and hear Srimad Bhagavatam or hear any kind of pastimes of the Lord. It could be Chaitanya Charitamritam, it could be Srimad Bhagavatam. But you have to hear the nectarian pastimes of the Lord from a bona fide source. That's it. That's it. Right? Because that is the only way. Here also it is said. Otherwise, your whole life becomes Shramaeva hi Kevalam. Today we have so many celebrities, so many politicians. They've lived their life like anything, right? So well, so many achievements, so much of money and everything, right? But one day they all died also. They all left this world. Now, what is the use of all that achievement and everything that they did? Does it help the dying body or the soul? Does it help the departed soul? No. What helps the departed soul is, what did that person do when he was alive? For the Lord. Did he do one thing for the Lord or no? Right? That's all helps. He might have helped 100 people. He might have given free education. He might have given free money, whatever. He would have given, he would have built houses for that person, everything free, right? He would have done. But nothing helps him, no? Nothing helps him. That person will realize after he gets out of the body and goes and answers Yamaraj, no? That time he will understand. Oh, one thing I should have done for the Lord, then I wouldn't have come only here to answer Yama. Yamena Charcha, right? Bhaja Govindam. Adi Shankaracharya says, if you have become a devotee and if you perform devotional service to the Lord, when you leave the body, there is no charcha with Yama. There is no discussion with Yama because you'll not even see Yama. You'll not face Yama. Because for us, Vaikuntha planet will come or Krishna will come and take us to Goloka. Prabhupada will come and take us to Goloka. Right? So what is important ultimately? Doing our duty without Krishna in it or doing our duty for Krishna? That we have to decide. Right? So there is one comparison, very beautiful comparison, where it is said, let me see if you all can guess. What is this first picture showing? Tree trunk. What does this mean? Anyone? Yes, Prabhu?
Dead bull. No.
Huh?
I think I thought a dead body, Mataji.
Huh, so what does this dead body mean? So these are all actually images from Srimad Bhagavatam that says what each things represent. We will discuss now. So tree trunk is there, no? Very beautiful, nice tree trunk. But it's actually, tree trunk is actually representing legs, no? Legs of a tree. But can it walk? No. These trunks cannot walk, no? So if we don't use our legs to walk to the temple of the Lord or do parikrama, Tulsi parikrama, or do pradakshina of the temple, or do use our legs for the service of the Lord, then our legs are nothing different from the tree trunk. It is the same. Can you imagine? Right? Because even if we have legs, they are just rudimentary. That's it. Shrama eva hi kevalam. You're doing only shrama with your leg if you're not using your legs for devotional service. Right? And then this dead body. If we have not been devotees all our life, right? Even if we are, no need to die. Even while living, we are called dead body. Prabhupada writes, living, walking, dead body. Can you imagine? All non-devotees are living, walking, dead body, Prabhupada writes. It takes guts actually to write and, understand this naked truth of life. And then, these are snake holes, no? We all have ears. Our ears also have holes. If we do not use our ears to hear about the Lord or talk about the Lord and, glorify the Lord, if we don't hear about the Lord using our ears, and if you hear about everything else other than Lord, as in not related to the Lord, then what happens? Our ears are nothing different than this, what is this, snake holes. Here also there is hole, in our ear also there is hole. There is no difference, right? That's what Bhagavatam says, right? And then, what does this represent? This frog?
Mataji, frog is simply shouting and inviting its own death.
Yeah, croaking. If we don't use our tongue for chanting the holy name or chanting the name, fame, glories, and Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord, and if we are using your tongue to glorify others or anything other than Krishna, other than anything related to Krishna, then our tongue is not different from the frog's tongue, because we are croaking, as in the frog croaks, as Mataji said, croaks and makes that noise, invites all the snakes, no? And the snake will come. Oh, there is a frog here. Even in the dark, dead of night, because of the croaking noise, the snakes will be like, oh, there is my food here. Comes and eats. The frog dies, right? We are inviting our death, right? Death means what? Falling down and lower into material species or into lower material planets, right? And we will never go back home, back to Godhead if we continue this, no? Not only that, there is one more comparison in Bhagavatam where the tongue is compared to a prostitute. Can you imagine? Can just imagine somebody coming and telling you your tongue is a prostitute. What will you feel? You'll be like, what? And that is the fact. Our tongue is a prostitute. Why? Anyone? Why is our tongue prostitute?
Mataji, it invites unnecessary troubles, speaking about speaking proud of ourselves, boasting about ourselves. So,
But why prostitute? That even others do. We all do, no? We are all proud. We all boast.
Because you eat all the things with the tongue, and the tongue like wants more of the yummy and unhealthy food.
Okay. Other reasons? Yes, Chitra Mataji.
Mataji, Krishna is our lover. Like it has to talk only about Krishna. Talking about other than our lover is like a prostitute going to everybody. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Exactly. Krishna is our husband. We learnt in last class or something, no? Who is our husband? For everybody, Krishna is the husband because we are all Prakriti. You could be a man, you could be a woman in the material world, but both women and man belong to Prakriti, and we are all Prakriti means Purusha should enjoy Prakriti, no? So he is our husband, he is our maintainer. And what we are doing, we are talking about others. We are glorifying others, some politician, some boss, some CEO, right? because they have to do our job, then we should get some benefit from them, so we glorify them. That is a prostitute's job. A prostitute does not have a single partner, right? Multiple partners she goes and satisfies, right? Same thing the tongue is doing. Other than the husband, that is Krishna, the tongue is glorifying others or talking about others and multiple people, not just one person, right? And that is why the tongue is compared to a prostitute. And this is I think blacksmiths below, right? So again, these also have ears, no nostrils, right? And we also have nostrils, right? If we don't breathe to live for the Lord, then there is no difference between this nostril and our nostril, right? Bhagavatam says. And this, what does this represent?
Peacock.
Peacock, yeah, but what does it represent?
Eyes should be used to see the deities in the temple or to see the Lord. But if it is not used, it is like the peacock's eye on the feathers.
Yeah, very nice. See, this peacock, if you see all the peacock feathers, has this middle portion which looks exactly like eyes, right? In fact, some feathers have exactly blue color, and some people also have blue eyes, right? So they'll just look the same, blue eyes on the peacock and blue human eyes, right? So it is compared to eyes. This also has eyes, but this eyes cannot see anything. If we don't use our eyes to see the Lord or his devotees or anything related to the Lord, then our eyes, we are actually blind. We have eyes, but we are blind, right? Just like this peacock feather, right? And this is the ultimate example which Prabhupada says we are all zombies, living dead bodies, walking, eating, talking, but still we are dead. Why? Because we are living a life of a non-devotee, right? And there's actually, let's see, there are more examples which I wanted to share with you all. And if you wear a silk turban on your head, no, then where is it said? Yeah, see, beautiful, no? Trees, bellows of blacksmith, beasts, no? These animals also live. They also discharge semen. Then what's the difference between us and the animals if we limit ourselves to eating, mating, sleeping, and defending? Then here it is said, men who are dogs, hogs, men who are like dogs, hogs, camels, and asses, praise those men who never listen to the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. That's what we are talking about, glorifying other people other than Krishna, right? Then they are compared to dogs, hogs, crows, whatnot, right? And then here it is said, one who has not listened to the message of the Lord, or sung, using his mouth, sung or chanted the glories of the Lord, then it is his ears are like snake holes and tongue is like croaking tongue of a frog that we just checked. And here, this is very nice. See, a person wearing a silk turban, right? On his head, he might be wearing a silk turban, but it's just a heavy burden if he doesn't bow down to offer obeisances to the Lord or his devotees. Can you imagine? The turban is just a burden. Can you just imagine? Right? The turban becomes a burden if you don't bow down to offer obeisances to the Lord. That's very important. And hands decorated with glittering bangles, if the hands are not used, for engaged in service of the Lord, then the hands are actually dead. That's what Prabhupada says in the translation. Right? And then eyes, this we already checked, no? Eyes which are not used to see the Lord are just of plumes of the peacock. And legs which do not move to holy places are just like tree trunks. Okay. Hi Krishna. We have one more allegory I wanted to discuss. Yeah, there's time also. So here it is said, if you've not received the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee, the dust from the lotus feet of a pure devotee, if you've not taken and if you've not put it on your head, right, then that person's head is certainly a dead body. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? See, so much of guts it takes, and to tell the naked truth, right? Many people can't accept it if they're not submissively hearing. They cannot accept it. They will get ahankar. They'll be like, huh? What? They're calling me dead body? Right? and the person who has never experienced the aroma of tulsi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord is also a dead body, although breathing. Although breathing. Can you imagine? Right? So this is very important. So Krishna says how we have to live our life, and all these things one devotee did. All these, spelling the tulsi, walking to the temple. Who is that?
Amrish Maharaj Mataji.
Krish Maharaj. Very nice. You know the shloka? What all he
Savai Managa Krishna Padara Vindur Vacham Sivai Kunta Gunanuvarne Karaugarir Mandir Marjanadisho Shrutim Chakarat Achyuta Satkatayute Mukundalinga Layadarshani Drishau Sadbirta Anga Gatra Anga Sangamam. Mataji, I can tell the meaning, Mataji. After that, I'm not getting. That if the nose is there, it has to smell the, tulsi leaves. And like the body is used for embracing the devotees, and the leg should be used for going to the dhams, Krishna's darshan. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hari bol. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo vacham Savai kunta gunanu varnane. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo. So we have to use our legs, right? Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo. Mind, right? Mana means mind. Mind should always be used to think about the Lord. Then vacham Vaikunta gunanu varnane. Our vacho, that ability to talk that we have to speak about the glorification of the Lord, his Vaikunta abode, his devotees, right? And then Karo Harimandira Marjana Drisho. With our hands, we have to clean the temple of Lord Hari, Marjana. Then Shrutim Chakara Chuta Satkatodaya. We have to always hear from our ears about the Lord's Harikatha, right? About the Krishna's Katha. Then Mukunda Linga Laya Marjana Laya Mandira Darshanadrishu. Right? We have to always go to the temples and take darshan of the Lord. Right? Mukunda Lingalaya. And then Tadbhritya Gatra Sparshyanga Sangamam. We have to always embrace and use our sense of touch to touch the deity of the Lord, to touch the devotees' lotus feet of the Lord, as in devotees' dust and everything. Right? And then we have to Granam cha tatpa dasaroja saurabha. We have to use our nose to smell the tulsi offered to the Lord, or flowers offered to the Lord. Saurabha, no, the saroja, the lotus flowers offered to the Lord. Then what is it? Srimad Tulasya Rasanam Tadarpite. So if tulsi is offered to the Lord, I mean, we have to always use our mouth or tongue to eat that tulsi which is offered to the Lord. Right? Amrish Maharaj used to do this. Then Padam Hari Mandira Padanusarpane, right? We have to use our legs to do parikrama of the Lord, Pradakshina. And then Shiro Rishikesha Padabhivandane, right? You have to use your head to bow down to in front of the Lord's deity, offer obeisances to him and the devotees, definitely. Then Karmam Chadasya Natukama Kamya, right? Karmam, the only karma that we have, or the occupational duty that we have, is to Karmam Chuda, the shloka is here, thank you. Karmam chuda natu kama kamaya. There is no other karma except serving the dasya, serving the Lord in servitorship, right? And then yato uttama shloka janashrayerati, right? So the ultimate goal of life is to develop attraction. Same thing what we just discussed, no? Yeah, naotpadayed yadi ratim. Rati is very important, right? Yata uttama shloka janashraya rati. We have to doing all this. By doing all this, the ultimate aim is to develop attraction for the lotus feet of the Lord, right? Uttama shloka means the Lord, right? This is very, very important. So this Amrish Maharaj teaches us, right? Thank you for sharing the shloka, right? And other than this, anything we do, it's just, Vyasadev wrote so many scriptures. Mahabharata, Purana. In fact, Mahabharata is called Panchama Veda. Can you imagine? It's called Panchama Veda. That's the position of Mahabharata. Fifth Veda, it's considered. Still, he was in despondency, no? Still, nothing satisfied him, no? Right? Only after writing Srimad Bhagavatam, he got the satisfaction. Why? This is what all these, there are incidents after incidents, incidents after incidents that teach to us what is the main goal of life and what actually gives us satisfaction. You do anything, the great empowered incarnation of Vyasadeva did not get satisfaction unless he wrote Bhagavatam. After writing Bhagavatam, he got completely satisfied. And in fact, he went back. He is the one who wrote Bhagavatam. Still, he went when Shukadeva Goswami was narrating it. And he sat in the assembly as a listener. In fact, Narada Muni is Param Guru of Shukadeva Goswami, Grand Guru, no? So he's high, he's even more sincere, senior, no? Still, he also sat in the assembly and he's sitting like a student listening to Shukadeva Goswami. Why? Anyone who chants the glories of the Lord, all pure devotees go there and gather. Srila Prabhupada was giving a lecture and Narada Muni went there to hear him. No student was there. Still Prabhupada was continuing the lecture. Right? Why? Because he's glorifying the Lord. Prabhupada said, I give class for my own purification. Prabhupada being such a great devotee, he said, I'm doing the class for my own purification. Right? And to hear pure devotees, glorification about the Lord, another pure devotee, all pure devotees will be waiting. When can I learn more about Krishna? When can I hear about the pastimes of the Lord? Right? And then they are Nava Rasa. How much ever you hear, even if you hear that pastime every day, even 100 days if you hear, 100th day when you're hearing also, it will become new. Right? So everything is new. Today we were learning Satchisutastakam. There it was given ever fresh, Nava, Nava, Nava. 2 paras, no, has only Nava in it. Because Krishna is ever fresh. Whatever he does, it's new. Every time he does something, even if it's the same thing, it is new. Right? And same thing, yeah, I think we don't have time. We'll just learn in brief. This Daksha, no, Daksha's sons, they went for tapasya. For what? Daksha's sons went for tapasya, no? Why they went?
Daksha told them to create progenies. So when he gave the instruction, they first thought they will pray Vishnu and then they will go for that. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So this is what I meant by adding Krishna into everything that you do. Creating progeny is the devotion, occupational duty of a progenitor. That is why he was born. Daksha was born for that. Right? They are all called progenitors or prajapatis, and that is their duty to create progeny. Right? Then why we should go and pray to Krishna for that? That is just my duty, no? Like how we go to office every day, we work, and then we come back home. Why we should pray to Krishna in office also? Right? Because we have to add Krishna in everything that we do. That is only Krishna consciousness, no? So they also went to first pray to the Lord, please the Lord, and then ask for some strength before they start their occupational service duty. Now when they went there, who came? When they went for tapasya, who came?
Narada Muni.
Narada Muni came. What did he do?
As usual, he said, these all are, karma kanda activity. Don't go for that. Param drishtvā nivartate, you should go for, he said. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
So he says something which is very, very allegorical, right? So he mentions so many things, right? Where is it? There is one. So he says a few things. Okay, he says the sons of Daksha. There is one kingdom where only one man lives. Okay, and there is a hole from which, if you enter into that hole, you will never come back again. So, which is this kingdom, and which is this hole? Anyone?
Goloka.
Goloka. Very nice. And why is it said only one man lives? In Goloka, so many people live, no? Yes. Why only one man lives?
Only Krishna and Krishna important parcels.
Krishna is the Purusha. Man means Purusha, no? Everybody else is Prakriti. Enjoyed. We are all enjoyed. Krishna is the enjoyer. Okay, that's why only one enjoyer lives in Goloka or the spiritual world. That is Krishna, right? And so Goloka, where only one man lives, that is Krishna. And once you go there, yad gatvana nivartante tadhama paramamam. Once you go there, you will never come back, right? And then he also talks about a woman who is extremely unchaste. Who is this woman? Who is
Radharani.
She is unchaste? No. This is not a kingdom. We are out of Goloka now. We have come to the material world. Now who is this woman? who is extremely unchaste. So this woman is compared to a prostitute now. Who is this prostitute? Anyone knows? Any guesses?
Our mind.
World.
Our mind, right? Our mind is a prostitute and dresses herself with various attractive dresses. What are these dresses? Mind cannot have
The
dresses.
other elements of the body, Mataji.
No.
Out of the 24 elements.
No.
Maya.
No. Maya, almost there. The
things that we do to make our
the thoughts. Mind's basic duty is to think, no? So mind is a prostitute. That means mind doesn't think about one thing. It thinks about one thing and jumps to the other thing. And then again thinks about that thing for some time and again jumps to the other thing. Like multiple partners. Same way these dresses are compared to the thoughts. Right? And then a man who lives there is the husband. Who is this man? Husband of the prostitute. Who is this husband? Man.
false ego.
Okay, almost there.
Atma.
Intelligence. Okay, the intelligence is the one that listens. If the intelligence is controlled by the mind, then we are just going haywire here and there. But intelligence should control mind. It should not be the other way around, right? Husband of a prostitute means husband is listening to prostitute, trying to satisfy her in all the ways, right? That is not going to work. And next, in that kingdom, there is a river. Now there is a river flowing in both directions. Which is this river flowing in both directions?
One flowing to the right path and one flowing to the wrong path.
Okay, no. But here something else is told.
Eternal time, Mataji.
No, two directions indicate. One is creation and the other is devastation. So this river flows in both the directions. Krishna creates and again devastates also the material world. Right? And then this wonderful home made of 25 materials. This is the material world, which Mataji told, no, the elements. And then a swan that vibrates various sounds. Which is the swan?
Our tongue.
Okay. Swan is compared to Paramahamsa, a pure devotee. Okay, and the sounds he vibrates is always the holy name of the Lord, the glories of the Lord, and everything. And then there is an automatically revolving object made of sharp razors and thunderbolts. What is this revolving object? Wheel. What wheel is this? Yes?
The time, Mataji.
Time. Very nice. The eternal time, the Kala Chakra we have, no? That is what is the mind. I mean, the wheel. Okay. Very nice. All this Narada Muni says. Now these Daksha's sons will sit and crack this. Okay, they will crack this and they will understand a few things. So here, when the not this, when Narada Muni says the kingdom, we already cracked it, right? So the Daksha's sons also understand it as Vaikuntha Loka or the spiritual world, Goloka, where once we enter, we don't come back, right? Krishna also says, you don't come back again. And then he says, they understand about the prostitute, the professional prostitute. They understand it's just our mind. It's nothing else other than our very own mind and the thoughts, right? And then if one fully engages in the temporary fruitive activities, not understanding how this is taking place, what does he actually gain? So beautiful, no? Kim asat karma bhir bhavet. What does he actually gain if one engages in temporary activities? That is what we need to understand, right? So it's just going to become shrama eva hi kevalam, right? Useless labor. And then next, the husband of the prostitute, right? So this understands if one becomes a husband, he loses all independence, right? Similarly, a living entity has polluted intelligence. So this husband of the prostitute indicates the intelligence. Okay, that also we understood. Next, the river flowing, this we already understood. Creation and devastation, right? These are the two directions. And then next, we understood the swan, right? The swan is the Paramahamsa chanting from the Shastras, the holy name, form, glories, Guna, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. And here something else is given. Here it's beautiful. Shastra Pitur Adesham. Shastrasya Pitur Adesham means the instructions given in the scriptures, no, Bhagavatam and etc. etc. This Shastra's instructions are actually like father's instructions. Can you imagine? Right? Can you defy your own father? Narad Muni asks, can you defy your own father? And actually this father he is referring to Shastra's instructions. Right? It seems that Shastra is our mother and Krishna is our father, and Shastra talks about Krishna, right? Krishna's instructions and everything about Krishna. Like how a mother talks only about the father to the son, right? So if Shastra is our mother, we are its sons and children, right? Sons and daughters. So Shastra talks only about Pitur Adesham, Krishna's instructions, right? So Shastra is the mother giving us instructions about the father. And that's why he is here. It is saying, how can you defy one's own father? Can you defy your own father? Can you just say, I will not listen to my father, right? So that is the inspiration given to the Daksha's sons, that Daksha is not our father. That is just material father. Real father is Krishna, and we need to follow the path of Krishna consciousness, right? So here Kala Chakram, this also we learnt, the object made of sharp blades and thunderbolts. Right? So very, very important. So whatever you do other than this, you can see, it doesn't mean you have to quit everything and like Parikshit Maharaj sit under a tree and listen to Krishna Katha. Nobody is asking you to do that. Krishna also said, don't do that. Right? Whatever we are doing, you should add Krishna in it. Right? Make sure what you're doing is ultimately, where is that? Manufacturing, developing some kind of attraction to the lotus feet of the Lord, to hearing and chanting of the holy names of the Lord, glories of the Lord, right? His pastimes, his qualities. That is very important. Okay, Hare Krishna, any questions? Anyone? Any questions? No questions? All are sleeping?
No, Mataji explained so well this verse, so well. Awesome, Mataji. Not able to come out of that thought process circle. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
See how beautifully Prabhupada has written, no? That's why we are able to learn it and understand it so well. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, thank you all. नमो न अवाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय की जय।
जय
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
जय
थैंक यू ऑल।
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.